What's up, family? Get this video a big thumbs up. As always, we're just here to have a amazing, authentic conversation as I let off my thoughts, insight, and perspectives. Of course, we have a special guest here with the show. This is my son, Keaton. He decided that he wanted to sit up here and watch me rock out and see how I work and watch me work. So yeah, you may see him more often. If comment down below if you would like this special co-host of the show today to be more often brought on board. So we're talking about the illegal immigrant who torched the woman, the New York City homeless New York City woman, to add more context, on the subway. A woman was set on fire and burned to death on a subway train in New York City, with the victim being identified through dental records due to the severity of the burn. The suspect, 33-year-old Sebastian Zapata Khalil, is an illegal immigrant from Guatemala who arrived in the U.S. in 2018 and was living in a homeless shelter in New York City. But if you do not believe me, family, check out this video.
Police in New York say they have a person of interest in custody after a woman was set on fire and burned to death on a subway train. It doesn't sound real. Kelly Beeson is in the newsroom for us following the story. Kelly, so it was likely a woman who was homeless, sleeping on the train at the time.
Yeah, we definitely can confirm, Adrian, that she was, in fact, sleeping. But authorities are staying tight-lipped about her identity. Here's what we know so far. She was so badly burned, she had to be identified through dental records. This is an absolutely horrific story that unfolded Sunday morning, Adrian. Police have not released her identity again, but they have released a photo of the suspect who they now have in custody, a man who officials say arrived in the U.S. from Guatemala. This was back in 2018. He's 33 years old and was most recently living in a homeless shelter in New York City. Police say he lit the woman on fire using a lighter while riding the F train with her. She was apparently asleep at the time, adding that when the fire started, he got off the train and sat on the bench on the platform outside of the train car, watching her burn.
One of the most just depraved crimes one person could possibly commit against another human being. And it took the life of an innocent New Yorker.
So officers at the station reportedly saw smoke and the victim in that train car fully engulfed in flames. The fire was put out. She was pronounced dead at the scene. And after photos of the suspect were released, 3 high school-aged New Yorkers called 911 saying they saw that suspect on another train car and reported him to authorities. He is again now in police custody. Those charges in this case are pending. Adrian.
All right, Kelly Beeson, it's just so disturbing to even hear about it.
Well, there you have it, folks. That was the situation, as you guys can see on the article here. Sebastian Zapata Khalil, ID'd as an illegal immigrant or illegal migrant, accused of setting women on fire. Look, man. Basically, this is how I look at the whole situation. The incident has drawn widespread attention, including from the mainstream liberal media, which has been forced to cover the story despite largely ignoring the migrant crisis this whole year, or the past 3.5 years, we like to say, in liberal cities. Further information has come to light about Khalil's immigration status, sparking anger and outrage over the fact that he was able to re-enter the country despite being previously deported. If you guys do not believe me, check out the anger of individuals as he walks out of the precinct. Here we go. Sorry, family. Let me check the audio. I just checked and realized it. Here, check it out.
¿Por qué lo hice? Why? Why did you do it? Why did you do it? Why would you do it?
Now, look, I wouldn't be putting him in a car. I'd be putting him in a police car. You know what I'm saying? I would not be driving with somebody behind me that torched somebody on fire and basically has no sense of heart in regards of how lifeless they can be, in regards of just setting somebody on fire and sitting there and watching it. So I would not be having them in the back of my car, in the back of a Charger, a Dodge Charger in this case, instead of being behind that bulletproof screen. You know what I'm saying?
That is sad. You don't do stuff like that. That is sad. That's the guy right there. You don't do stuff like that.
Well, there you have it, folks.
Guys, just step back off of the median. Back on the median. Thank you. Why are you laughing? Why are you laughing at that?
So you guys hear people saying, "Why are you laughing? Why are you laughing?" and stuff like this. However, he has been charged with first and second degree murder and arson after allegedly setting a woman on fire in New York City subway, with the victim being identified by her teeth. The suspect has previously been deported under the Trump administration, but managed to re-enter the country, with speculation suggesting it may have occurred under the Biden administration, which I believe so, because I know they seen Kamala Harris and basically Joe Biden basically saying the border is open. Just come along. We all are welcoming all individuals from all walks of life, right? So Governor Hochul has been criticized for supporting sanctuary status in New York and welcoming thousands of illegal aliens to the state, which some argue have contributed to the problem. However, Secretary Mayorkas has been criticized for handling the border crisis. And if you guys don't believe me, check this out.
We then turned to the bipartisan negotiations, which proved successful, which were then killed. The result of it, a really terrific solution, was killed by irresponsible politics. Looking back now in hindsight in 2020, if we had known that irresponsible politics would have killed what was clearly a meritorious effort and a meritorious result, perhaps we would have taken executive action more rapidly.
Because Republicans argue in this back and forth over whose job it is to fix the problem. Congress would argue there was executive authority that could have been used before Congress legislated. And they point back to the crisis starting at day one when Trump-era immigration policy was peeled back, remain in Mexico, the 100-day moratorium on most deportations that was announced, the halt to wall construction. Did those measures, and I know you weren't yet in office personally, but did those measures set you up for failure?
Remember something, Remain in Mexico is touted as the great panacea. The trend lines of migration were increasing quite exponentially from 2018 to 2019, and that is reflected worldwide. And then the COVID-19 pandemic hit. Remember something also about the executive action that the president took in June of this year. We also, over time, built capabilities that we did not previously have. Not just domestically, the number of facilities that we stood up, the ability to transport individuals and decompress areas that were experiencing surges of individuals. But our negotiations with Mexico, with other countries in Latin America, and around the world, we are now removing or returning more individuals in 3 years than the prior administration did in 4. And we are doing so not only greater in volume, but greater in speed because of the negotiations with other countries and to more countries than has ever been the case.
So there you have it, folks. However, the discussion revolves around illegal immigrants, obviously, right? But the problem is the Department of Homeland Security has lost track of children who are reunited with a parent or a legal guardian in the United States. And sometimes the government lost track of them after they move. Under the current administration, which is Kamala Harris and Joe Biden, over 500,000 children have been smuggled into the country, which is the United States of America in this case, and 340,000 of them have been lost track of. But the point is, he's trying to say basically the irresponsibility in blaming, he's trying to blame Trump in regards of the irresponsibility of them not coming to enforcing the border and making sure the security of the border is taking place, and basically trying to say, look, Trump, us playing politics, made us irresponsible. And if we would have knew, based on Trump basically trying to play political and get back at, he's running into that narrative of Trump trying to get back at individuals and not focus on the people. But that's a lie, because when Joe Biden got in office, we all know that Joe Biden, the one that killed Trump's border immigration and security bill, or his whole enforcement executive order of enforcing the security of the border. So they're trying to play like, okay, blame Trump for playing a political game instead of securing the border, when we all know that's not true, because on day one, Joe Biden and Kamala Harris under the Biden administration opened up the border. However, if you guys don't believe what I had to say and the facts in regards of Department of Homeland Security and losing track of children, check out what Tom had to say.
Illegal alien killing American citizens is almost a daily occurrence now. You know, because historic number of criminal aliens walking the streets, because this administration's policy in sanctuary jurisdictions and lax immigration enforcement. ICE has their hands tied. Secretary Mayorkas have given them priorities that they can't even go arrest an illegal alien anymore unless he's convicted of a serious crime. Then maybe they can arrest him. So this is on this administration. As far as Governor Hochul, shame on her. She supports sanctuary status in that state. She welcomed thousands of illegal aliens to her state. She sent them to Buffalo and Syracuse. Murders occurred by illegal aliens in Buffalo and Syracuse. She has a green light law. ICE and CBP can't even work with local law enforcement. Local law enforcement can't even share DMV data with these people. So Governor Hochul, shame on you. There's nothing you can say that's going to make this right in New York. Well, look, this is another example of an illegal...
Well, there you have it, folks. And I want to get back to the article, and we're going to take a deep dive and read into it a little bit, just to add some context, right? So the illegal Guatemalan migrant accused of torturing a sleeping woman on Brooklyn subway was hit with murder and arson charges Monday as the feds identify him as Sebastian Sabata Khalil, who snuck back in the U.S. after being deported. Police charged Sabata Khalil, 33, with first and second degree murder and arson after he was picked up Sunday in the gruesome slaying, law enforcement sources told the Post. That is him walking out the precinct. He walks out the 60th precinct by NYPD en route to court. Authorities have been awaiting the results of the autopsy to determine what charges would be lodged, but the process is complicated by the condition of the victim's body, which was badly scorched in the incident, sources said. And that is the mind-boggling, unhumane incident, and him in the camera footage, subway surveillance images. The Brooklyn DA office is now expected to also file charges. According to Marie Ferguson, a spokesperson for U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, the agency is expected to lodge a detainer on Sabata Khalil while he is held in the Big Apple. And that is surveillance footage of the suspect watching a woman burn to death, unfortunately. Ferguson says Sabata Khalil was nabbed at the border in Arizona on June 1st, 2018, and deported a week later, but re-entered the country illegally at some point. And there you have it, folks. So I want to conclude this video on basically saying the discussion revolves around the deportation of illegal immigrants, specifically those who are criminals and military-age men, with the argument that they should be prioritized for deportation. The idea is that deporting only criminals is not enough, and that other illegal immigrants, including military-age men, should also be deported, as they are not truly seeking asylum, but rather fleeing their country problems, right? And the argument is made that the military-age men who flee their country are not doing what most men do throughout history have done in similar situations, which is to stay and fight for their country. The concern is that many young men who claim to be asylum seekers are not actually fleeing prosecution, but rather coming to the country for other reasons, which is beneficial as they are going to the sanctuary cities to basically have a better life on a dime of taxpaying dollars, and they're not even a legal citizen paying taxes. They're not even putting into the system, but they want to benefit off the system, family. So, however, just to conclude, the situation at the U.S.-Mexico border is describing as just being out of control. You know what I'm saying? With illegal immigrants taking over apartment complexes and operating gangs. The argument is made that Democrats, and it's not an argument, it's the fact that Democrats have downplayed the issue of crime committed by illegal immigrants and that the border is not secure. And it goes back to what J.D. Vance and Trump said. These individuals have been in office for 3.5 years, and what have they done to come to solutions and resolve real life issues in regards to public safety as they have opened the border, right? And the Pacific incident is mentioned, in which a woman was attacked by a illegal immigrant who had been deported under the Trump administration but was allowed back into the country. The incident is an example for the need of stricter border control and mass deportation of illegal immigrants. The argument obviously is clear, and it's not even an argument, it's the fact that the current administration handling the border situation is a failure and has been a failure for the American people, and that Trump's approach to deportation is necessary to clean up the situation. So I'm gonna leave it there, family. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Give this video a big thumbs up if you got some value from it. And on that note, family, I hope you guys enjoy my co-host, my son Keaton. Wave to him, Keaton. Wave your hand like this. Wave. There we go. See you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. On that note, family, peace.